What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for another rebuilding challenge on FM22. Today we'll be taking control of RB Salzburg, potentially one of the best youth academies in Europe, to see if we can take them to some glory. They are obviously a superpower domestically in Austria. However, they haven't really won anything in Europe, despite potentially having the players to do so. In this current iteration of FM22, they have two of the hottest prospects in world football, if you ask me, Benjamin Sesko and Karim Adeyemi. I'd like to think this time we could do something with them and bring them some European trophies. But I'm going to tie my hands a little bit and say that we aren't allowed to sign any players because they have such good facilities, and bringing youth through is part of their club vision. We're going to try and do it without spending a penny. This is going to be an interesting one, guys, so if you are enjoying the rebuilds on the channel, please do drop a like on the video, and if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button as well whilst you are down there. If you want to play this save yourself, I will say as well, it will be available in my Discord. Links to that are in the description as well, so go in and you can pick up the save once we've finished it in 5 years' time. And remember, if we're not spending a penny, you guys are going to have a pretty healthy bank balance. But that's enough talking, that's enough intro, let's dive into it. So then, guys, this is RB or Red Bull Salzburg, as you can see, founded in 2005. So I am older than this football club. As you can see, nice little stadium here, the Red Bull Arena. Actually, you probably won't be able to see it. It's right behind my head. Sorry, guys. Superb youth facilities, national reputation, and superb training facilities as well. So obviously, these are the main things that we are going to be trying to rely on, basically. If we go into their history super quick and go into their overview, as you can see, since 2005 they've won 12 typical Bundesliga titles and 8 cups as well. So they've been pretty successful domestically, but as you can see, no real European progress to write home about. Now, as I said, at the moment they have a very good crop of youngsters. If I go into the tactics, you can kind of see some of the players that I am talking about. One of the main ones for me, Karim Adeyemi. He has such flexible potential in this year's game, and he really does develop if you are playing him a lot, and we'll be playing him a lot, guys, I can guarantee you that. So we've got Karim Adeyemi. The other one that you guys will probably know of if you've played a game of a save of FM this year is Benjamin Sesko, the Slovenian. He is Slovenian, yes, the Slovenian striker. Again, he is phenomenal this year, and he will be getting a lot of game time despite starting the save at 18 years of age. I will be trying to keep hold of them. Whilst I said I won't be buying anyone, I will also be trying to not sell anyone, but I imagine that some of the big dogs are going to come calling for one of these two. And I also want to give a shout out to this centre-back here. Omar Soleil is how I'm going to say this guy's name, French centre-back. I think he's brilliant. He's got everything that he needs to be that really good centre-back for us. He's 21 years of age at the start of a save. And, you know, he's valued, as you can see in the top right, 11.5 to 14.5. He's great in all the areas I need him to be. He's fantastic mentally, great physically as well. Everything in those areas are double digits, which is fantastic. He's great where he needs to be technically. He's really tall. He's thick as well, 81 kilos. He's good on his right foot and a reasonable left foot as well. He's consistent. I think this guy's a great pickup if any of you guys are lurking around and in the need of a centre back. In terms of the tactic, you've probably seen it on the screen. We are doing the GYRFM. It is the Grogu tactic. It's not the it is the autometric for FM22, but he has renamed it since I started this as the Grogu tactic. It's a little bit of an asymmetric one, trying a few bits out just to see what we can really do and what we can really achieve. Now, in terms of the club vision, this is what is expected of us. They have, let me expand that so it's on the right side of the screen for you guys. They have a very deep club culture. There's a lot here. They need to sign players under the age of 22 for the future. Now, obviously, this is something I'm not going to be doing because I'm not going to be signing anyone, so I need to make sure that a lot of the others are ticked as well. Develop players using the club's youth system. That's not a problem. We will be definitely doing that. Signing high reputation players, they're not going to like that. Sign Ghanaian players, we're not going to be doing that. Sign Malian players, again, not going to be doing that. Sign players under the age of 20 for the first team, we're not going to be doing that. So we're going to have to adhere to all the others, which are play high tempo pressing football, that's fine. Play possession football, play entertaining football, and do not sign players over the age of 28. As I said, won't be signing anybody, so that's not a problem. They also have a 5-year ongoing plan as well, which is to maintain the better youth system in the country, which is good. That is a goal of mine anyway, whilst we are here in Austria. Maintain the club status as the most reputable team in Austria and work within the wage budget. Again, not a problem. In this current season, they want us to reach the group stages of the Champions League as a minimum, win the Austrian Bundesliga, and reach the final of the cup as well, whilst continuing to develop the best youth system within the division. Again, not really too much of an issue. We will touch on the finances. Debts. Oops, I've gone into the league there. Debts and loans, they don't have any, which is great. Always good to be in a position like that. And if we go back over to the summary, they've got an overall bank balance of 30 million. We don't have any transfer revenue here. 100% of the transfer revenue is made available until 22.65 revenue is being generated. Thereafter, it will drop to 60%. But obviously, we will be trying to keep hold of all of our good players as long as we possibly can. We're comfortably inside the wage budget, but again, I'm not going to be signing anyone. That wage budget will only increase as I have to offer new contracts to new players, basically. In terms of things though, competitions, this is what is expected. We do enter the Champions Path playoff in the Champions League, which I am slightly worried about. I would always rather qualify straight for the group stage by winning the division, but I believe because of the rankings and the coefficient, we enter in the qualification stage rather than going straight into the group stage. It's a 12-team league. You play like everybody, and then you go into a little mini league after in this division. So it's going to be interesting to see how we get on in that first season. But as I said, it's not about the domestic dominance in Austria. Whilst I still want that to happen, we will be trying to bring some European silverware to this relatively young team. I'll be back at the end of season 1. So then guys, we are at the end of season 1, and this is how things are looking. As you can see, Benjamin Sesko, 27 goals for him in all competitions. He is the top goal scorer in the team. If we have a little click on him so you can see, he looks very, very good. 9 caps for Slovenia now with the 2 goals. His value is only going to go up. He's currently at 12 million to 18 million. And as you can see, 27 goals and 5 assists in all comps, which for a now 19-year-old is very, very impressive. In terms of the competitions, guys, if I go over to the competitions tab, relatively disappointed with this one. Obviously, we won the Austrian Bundesliga. It kind of goes without saying that is expected. 32 games played in total, 26 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses, plus 64 goal difference, and we win the league at an absolute canter. In the Champions League qualification, though, as I said, this is one thing I was worried about. We got knocked out by young boys in the qualification phase, which meant we dropped into the Europa League. We did get to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, where we were ultimately knocked out by Benfica, but 5-2 against Benfica is not good enough. Some other good teams in there, but it's not as hotly contested a competition as you probably would like. Annoyingly, knocked out in the semi-finals of the Austrian Cup on extra time against Rapid Vienna. So if we go on this, Benjamin Sesko scores, and they score in the 93rd minute. Solé, actually a player who I highlighted at the start of season 1, actually having a shocker in that cup final. I'm sure you guys will be interested to see Karim Adeyemi as well. He is progressing nicely, but wants to move to a bigger club, and I will try and give him a new contract to try and keep him here, because I think when he initially comes, no, there was no minimum fee release, so we'll try and keep that as a thing moving forward. But he does want a new deal, so we will give him that. But his physicals have progressed quite nicely as well, and he's consistent as well, which is nice to see. So at the end of the first season, though, we dominate the league. We have a very disappointing showing in the Champions League, and we are in the quarterfinals. He got to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Whether or not we can go on in a season and win the Europa League, that remains to be seen. But I would like us to have a much better showing in the Champions League and actually get to the group stages as a minimum. Because we're not signing anybody, guys, the balance is going to go up and up and up. 12.6 million is the transfer budget, but obviously you guys know I'm not going to be signing anybody. So in terms of that club vision, if I move this over. All the signing ones, we were expecting them to be disappointed with that, but we are working within that wage budget, so we are moving things forward there, and we are progressing things. But as I said, keeping hold of our players is going to be the key thing, guys. I'll see what happens over the summer, and we'll be back for season number 2. So guys, I am going to start season 2 with a transfer update. We have had 3 players leave us on free transfers. This guy, Sahin, has left us to join Bayern. I'll be honest, guys, I didn't see it happening. He is a 4.5-star potential player, a central midfielder, but he wasn't going to get the game time for us. So he left and joined Bayern on a free transfer, which is a little bit frustrating when you see, like, I'm not worried about the players going to teams that I feel are lower down the pecking order in European football than us, but when you see one of your players go for a free transfer to a team like Bayern Munich, you think, have I done something wrong here? In terms of everything else, though, they are delighted about how everything is in the dressing room. This is something that I do pride myself on, is having a good dynamics tab, good team cohesion, good club atmosphere, and good managerial support. Got a couple players here who want a little bit more playing time or new contracts. Aronson will definitely give a new deal to him, and the other 2 guys will most likely go out on loan. In terms of this season, though, we started pre-season mixed bag, lost to Arsenal, beat Hamburg, Leffering, Anif, our 2 affiliated clubs, and beat Nuremberg as well, and drew with Ghent over in Belgium. But again, it's the league season. This season number 2 in all these rebuilds is always a bit of a nightmare. Because of the World Cup, we have we have 2 months off. We finish it at football in October, and then we don't start again until New Year's Day 2023. So everyone's got that to look forward to this year. Happy days. A very congested season, but we'll just see what we have to do. In terms of the competitions, though, this time, because of the coefficient, we actually do enter into the group stage of the Champions League. No need to qualify, which is very, very nice. And obviously we have the league and domestic trophies up for grabs in Austria again. So, as there's not really much else to talk about, let's simulate season 2. So guys, I have to apologize. I did play on too far in the rebuild before actually saving things. So this is the update at the end of season number 2. Austrian Bundesliga, we did go ahead and win that one again. If I flick back to the current season, we finished on 60 points this year. 20 games won, 2 losses. Lost to Sturm Graz and Ried. We lost to them as well. Very disappointing to get these 2 losses, but ultimately we comfortably win the league, which is the main thing that we are looking for. In terms of other things as well, as you can see, I just noticed that. As you can see in the coefficient, we are up into the top 8 leagues in Europe, which is quite nice to see. We've overtaken the Belgian League and the Scottish Premier League, and we are on the rise, aiming to try and get after that Eredivisie. But as you can see, we are now a 3.5-star league, which is impressive, apparently, according to the European rankings. In some of the other things, we entered the Champions League at the group stage, and annoyingly, I can't show you it because I've gone too far. But in our group were Shakhtar, Liverpool, and Monaco. We did go through in our group in the Champions League. We even beat Liverpool at home 2-1, thanks to a late goal from 2 late goals, but one from Benjamin Sesko. But we did go through into the Champions League knockout stages, where we came up against Manchester United. We drew 0-0 with them at the Red Bull Arena, and then we went over to Old Trafford and lost 4-2 with a sending off just in the first half. But at that point, we were already 3-0 down. So doesn't really make a huge bit of difference. In the Austrian Cup, though, this year we do win that one, winning that one in the final 2-0 against Rapid Vienna. If I expand this one, we should be able to see, yes, we can. Wobber missed a penalty, but Benjamin Sesko scored, and Noah Okafor also got on the score sheet. So very, very good stuff there. One thing I probably do need to update you guys on is Karim Adeyemi. I was forced to put a minimum fee release clause in his contract when he signed the new one. The new contract that he demanded had a minimum fee release clause in it. Liverpool activated it. He's a Liverpool player. It happened in the January as I was simulating through the season. Really, really frustrating, guys, to be perfectly honest. I didn't notice that it had happened until I came back at the end of the season. So Karim Adeyemi is now a Liverpool player. He's getting a little bit better, but I have definitely seen him progress a lot better in other additions, other saves that I've done. And he's playing okay for Liverpool, I suppose. So that's really frustrating that one of our players has gone that way. I'm going to try my damnedest to keep hold of Mr. Benjamin Sesko. But yeah, season number 2 is done and dusted. A good League and Cup double this time, securing that for the first time in the save, which is nice, and a much better performance in that Champions League. Getting out of the group stage was very, very nice, having not even qualified for it in season number 1, and coming up against a team like Manchester United, kind of what you would expect in that to happen. So unfortunately, because we qualify for the knockout round, you don't go into the Europa League because of that. So it's going to be interesting to see what we can do in season number 3. So guys, transfer update going into season number 3. Rocco Simic has gone to Manchester United. They offered 12.75 for him. He was a hot prospect at the start of the save, striker that wanted more game time, but we still do have Benjamin Sesko. So he's 19 years of age, the Croatian youth international. He was offered a lot of clubs, actually. A lot of clubs came in for him. And he ended up at Manchester United, which was okay for us. I was actually kind of happy that it wasn't Benjamin Sesko. He has gone for 12.75 million over to the Premier League. He played a couple times for us over the last couple years. Did okay last year, 5 goals in 12 appearances in the Austrian Bundesliga, but he's not quite Benjamin Sesko. So he has gone as well. So in terms of the finances, we are in a very good state, guys. We've got 110 million in the overall balance. Obviously playing in the Champions League really does help that. We've got 57 million as the transfer budget, but you guys know I'm not going to spend any of it. We're over almost 200 grand a week under our wage budget. So this overall balance is only going to go one way. Obviously we've got Champions League football again. We go into the group stages now because of our coefficient is higher within Europe. So we go into the group stages of the Champions League yet again, and obviously League and Cup competitions domestically, which obviously we will be trying to retain, having won them both last season. Other than that, guys, there's not really a huge amount for me to update you guys on. If I do a little quick pick of our best 11, so you can kind of see the players that are sort of are locking in some of these spots. Seiwold, I'm going to call him, whether or not that's right, I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments. He's a very, very nice, consistent midfielder for us. Has been playing pretty well, and I think this is going to be a very, very good year for him, having the average of 7.11 last season. I think this is going to be a big breakout year for him properly, and I'm expecting some good returns from him. Obviously, Junior Adamu is coming into the team. He can play either up front or on the wing. It's good to get him some game time as well. He doesn't like big matches, but I think he could be another good player for us. If we go into his career stats, he scored a few goals for us over the past 2 seasons as well. And then the main man up top is still Benjamin Sesko. He is our shining light, our talisman, our main man. He wants to move to a bigger club, so I feel it's only a matter of time until he gets snatched up by somebody. I'm sure someone's going to want him, but his value is increasing as always, 21 to 28 million now for him. So we'll sit and wait and see if anyone does come in. I do like this centre-back partnership of Solé and Wobber. He's attracting interest from the Bundesliga, so hopefully we can kind of keep them away. I'm really trying to keep hold of as many players as possible because obviously we aren't signing anybody. I'm sure you guys are interested in some of the youth that have come through, and to be perfectly honest with you guys, it's not great. I mean, we've got this guy Roman Ehrenberg, 16-year-old goalkeeper. Not it just yet. We've also got Yusuf Eker, here's 15-year-old central midfielder. He's okay, but again, none of these players are good enough to get into the starting 11, despite having good high potentials, nice high values as well. So this is season number 3. Let's get into it. Another good showing in the Champions League, please. So then, end of season 3, and this is potentially our best season so far, and that is because we have lifted some European silverware. It's not the Champions League. We've won the Europa League though, which is pretty good. I'm actually really happy with it. This is the competition screen. Obviously, we've won the Austrian Bundesliga again, knocked out in the semi-finals of the Cup by Rapid Vienna. We seem to be alternating the Cup with Rapid Vienna. We win it a year, they win it, we win it, they win it, which is frustrating. We lose that one in extra time again. Jan Boller with the goal. We seem to be struggling with their sort of sorry, they lost in the final. We lost to them in the semi-final. Sorry, I was going to say, I was looking at the shapes there and I was like, that's not right. We lost to Rapid Vienna in extra time, 1-0, same as the final that they won. They scored in the 100th minute, but we are struggling with the 5 backs and a goalkeeper who's average got a 8.3 in that game, considering we had an XG of 1.7 and didn't score. Really irritating. But Champions League, we were in a group with Villarreal, Bayern Munich and Zenit. We finished on 7 points. That wasn't good enough to go through. Villarreal absolutely dominating the group. They got 3 victories. They beat us, they beat Zenit and they beat Bayern. They got 2 draws, 1 away at Bayern, 1 at home to Zenit, and then 1 loss away to us. A very good return, but that meant that we dropped into the Europa League. Now if I go into the schedule and just filter this super quickly and take out all of the competitions except from the Europa League, so we were knocked out of the Champions League in the group stage, which meant we go into the first knockout round of the Europa League. We took on Dinamo Zagreb from Croatia, relatively comfortable in this one, beating them 5-0 on aggregate, winning 4-0 away from home and then 1-0 at home. Job done. Then we take on Bayern Leverkusen, one of the bigger teams in Germany. We draw 2-2 at home in that one, and then we go away from home and win it 3-1. Very nice stadium over in Germany, that one. We then take on Nice over in France, 3-3 in that first leg over in France. Obviously away goals don't count this time, yeah, moving things quite nicely forward in with those 3 goals away from home. And then we bring them back to our place, the Red Bull Arena, and absolutely thump them 5-1. So we go through relatively nicely. This is where I thought things would begin to get a little bit tricky. We took on Dortmund in the semi-final stage. We draw 0-0 away from home, which is quite a big result actually, with them not scoring against us. And then we take on Dortmund again at home. Ismail Assar, who they've obviously signed from Watford, scores a goal for them, but Sesko Okafor and Piakowski score the goals to send us through to the final, where we take on Atalanta, and we win 2-1. They take the lead through Pessina. Benjamin Sesko scores, and Brennan Aronson is the guy who makes the all-important goal count in the 78th minute. Just out of curiosity, this game against Dortmund, who have they got? They don't have Haaland anymore. Still got Jude Bellingham though, potentially one of the best players in world football. Matthias Kuno. They've signed Ismail Assar. They've still got a good team, but looking at this, we were the much better side. Benjamin Sesko having a much better season this year, taking things from strength to strength after wanting to leave in the summer. So, all in all, very successful season. Yes, we lost the Austrian Cup, but a league and Europa League double, I'm actually really happy with it. I actually think it's a much better season than the season before. Benjamin Sesko here, top goal scorer for us in the Europa League. He's a bit tired now, but that value 39 to 52 million. As I said, we are trying to get as much money from him as humanly possible. 20 goals and 8 assists in all comps, so he is doing very well for us. He has got a new contract now, so fingers crossed we can keep hold of him for season number 4. So then guys, we are back for season number 4 with RB Salzburg, and this is the current state of play. We are going to do a little bit of a mini transfer update. There's not really much to talk to you about. Gideon Mensah has gone to Rapid Vienna. He is a youngster, fullback, wasn't really playing for us. So more than happy to let him go. That was at the back end of last season. This is how we're looking right now. Again, no real updates, to be perfectly honest. I know you guys are going to be interested in the finances, and I can understand why you would be. 147 million in that overall balance, 917 pounds in 970k 917,000 words in that wage budget, of which we're spending 300k of. So we're saving ourselves 617k every single week. So that, again, that bank balance is going to keep going up and up and up. And we've got 72 million pounds in that transfer budget as well. In terms of the club info, I've got them to upgrade things a little bit more as well. So we now have state-of-the-art youth facilities and state-of-the-art training facilities as well. And we do have this guy coming through, Harold Voigt, who looks like he could be a little bit of a prospect. He's injured right now, but he's a 2-star current ability and 5-star potential ability, and he is fast, guys. So I'll keep an eye on him for this season and next season. Obviously, Seawold, as I mentioned, is a very good player for us. He looks incredibly consistent. He is very good, was good for us last year. And obviously we have kept Benjamin Sesko, who is still very good. However, he is wanted by Spurs, so we're gonna have have to see what happens. His value is at 39 to 49 million. If we can have another good year out of him and then sell him in the summer next year, going into season number 5, I would much prefer that. In terms of competitions, obviously we are in the Champions League again. We are also playing the UEFA Super Cup against Manchester City. They did win the Champions League. We are Europa League winners, so that is an additional competition for us this year. In terms of that club vision, everything is staying pretty much the same. They want us to be competitive in that chat. Let me expand that for you. They want us to be competitive in the Champions League. They don't care about the Super Cup. They want us to win the league, win the cup, and win a domestic cup. So this is the year that they've added it in. We need to win a domestic cup in season number 4. So we're going to try and do that. And you know, see how we get on. Basically, hopefully we can keep Benjamin Sesko going into season number 4. I will see you at the end of the season. So it is the end of season number 4, and disappointingly this time around we were only able to pick up 1 real trophy. We did win the league again. It's constant. We are relentless in that Austrian Bundesliga, and we are now up into that 8th position in terms of the European coefficient. We do win the league again. It's just Salzburg, isn't it? It's just RB Salzburg. Benjamin Sesko, top goal scorer for us in the season, and we also did win the UEFA Super Cup as well. We beat Manchester City in the final of that 2-0. I thought that was going to be a really good omen for us, with the 2 goals there. Always interested to see a Manchester City team. So Ederson, Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Laporte, Wijnaldum, who they've bought from Holland, Barella, De Bruyne, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Sterling, and Erling Haaland. It's quite a good Man City team, which we did beat. So I thought it was going to be very positive for us in European competition. However, we are knocked out in the group stages of the Champions League. We finished bottom of our group with 7 points. There were 3 of us on 7, ourselves, Wolfsburg and Benfica, all on 7, but it was the minus goal difference that really cost us. I think on the last day we lost 8-0. We lost 8-0 in the final group game to Benfica. I don't really know what happened there. I will go and check that out. But unfortunately, we didn't even make the Europa League that time. So really frustrating. We also got knocked out again by Rapid Vienna in the semi-finals of the Austrian Cup. Really frustrating. So it is just the league again, which we won by 6 points this time around. 26 victories, 4 draws and 2 losses. Benjamin Sesko is still the main man. He's developed even more, age 22 now. His physicals are brilliant. His mentals are, again, fantastic. 17 off the ball for a striker is just electric. He's got a great first touch. He's consistent. He's valued at 40 to 51 million pounds now, and he's wanted by the big boys. Manchester United, Arsenal, PSG, and RB Leipzig are also interested in him. So that Red Bull affiliation could come into play here. You've seen many players take this route before. Salzburg over to Leipzig, Dominic Szoboszlai being one of the most recent ones who has made that transition. I think this is the summer that we finally lose him. It depends on how much money we can get for him, but I'll update you guys on that next time around. He has had a very good career so far with us. In terms of the development and the players that we've got coming through, again, it's still not great. We've got a couple of 1.5 star players here, some of the other guys, but yeah, not really the best in terms of the development of the youth prospects, which is really unfortunate because I thought it would be fantastic. So if we go into the club info and go onto the facilities, state-of-the-art training, state-of-the-art youth, excellent academy coaching and exceptional youth recruitment, so we can't really do much better than we've got. But unfortunately, we're not producing those real players, those new gen players. In terms of the finances, we're still doing very well, guys. So let's just see what happens. 1.1 million pound wage budget, and we're spending 500k of it. Let's see what happens in the final window before season number 5. So it's season number 5, and I'm going to start here on the finances screen. And I think you will be able to tell, but if you can't, we have an overall bank balance of 207 million, and I have a transfer budget of 107 million. Benjamin Sesko is no longer an RB Salzburg player, so we're going to need someone to really step up. I'm going to head over to the transfer screen now, and you can kind of see what's happened here. I am also battling it out with RB Leipzig to try and hold on to some of our other players, but in terms of transfers though, Benjamin Sesko has now gone. He is a PSG player, and we got 50 million for him. I think he's going to dominate over in France, to be perfectly honest. We got 50 million for him here. I tried, because of just being greedy, I just wanted all the money up front. I didn't want any real add-ons. There is a transfer percentage of next sale in there as well, should any of you guys pick up this save from my Discord. But I think he's going to be brilliant for PSG. Really disappointed to see him go, but it's one of those that you can't really hold on to a player like this for that long. And interestingly enough, he's developed, he doesn't enjoy big matches in this particular save, so that's interesting to note, as I think he's absolutely electric in pretty much everything. In terms of the competition, so obviously we've got the two domestic competitions and the Champions League much the same. If we go into our tactic, obviously now Benjamin Sesko has gone. If we pick the best 11 without restriction, this is kind of what we're working with here. We've got a couple of players who can play as that striker. I'm not going to butcher this guy's name. Mauritius Kierkegaard is what I'm going to say here. He can kind of play a little bit all over the park, but I reckon the main man who's going to step up is Junior Adamu, who I think is probably going to play as that striker. His value's gone up through the roof as well. Another good year for him, and I think he could really fly off the shelf as well. Okafor and Seawold, again, very good players. Sole is still here. We've still got Wobber as well, so we've still got some very good players, but the squad depth is getting a little bit thinner because we haven't been signing anybody. And in terms of that development center, as I showed you last time, it's not really cutting the mustard. Obviously we've got a couple players here. We've promoted a couple players to this squad here. As you can see, they're sort of knocking around here. Some of them are wanted, some of them aren't, blah blah blah. But again, sadly, the development hasn't really been there in terms of this particular instance. Let's simulate season number 5 and see how we can get on in this 5th and final season. At the end of season number 5, it is a league and cup double for RB Salzburg, comfortably winning the league as well, absolutely blasting teams out. We only lost one game all season at home to Wolfsburger. Unfortunately, if we'd have finished with an unbeaten season as well, that would have been fantastic. We win the cup as well. If we go into the cup, we beat LASK 3-2. In that final, relatively comfortable performance for the boys, actually. Relatively routine. We are knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, losing 3-1 on aggregate to AC Milan. It was 1-1 after the first game, and then unfortunately we lose 2-0 in that second one at the San Siro to go out. Obviously, we know how good this AC Milan team can be. And with Wobber missing a penalty inside 10 minutes is really not what you want to see, is it? Missing a penalty that early doors and then going on to lose that one in the quarterfinals. Out of curiosity, who won? Dortmund. Okay, Dortmund beating Arsenal on penalties. Arsenal do get very good in this year's FM with the crop of young players that they do have. So all in all, I think it's been relatively impressive. The coefficient has dropped us back down to 9th, which is annoying. The Turkish league has overtaken us now, which is very weird. As you can see, though, past winners, RB Salzburg. We've won the league every season that we've been here. Who's this guy? Jens Karma. Could be a very good prospect if you're interested in taking over this save. In terms of the finances, though, 219 million in the overall bank balance and a 96 million pound transfer budget and 1.4 million in that wage budget as well. So if we actually adjust the wage budget to something close to what we're spending, you could get 142 million pounds transfer budget if you wanted to take this over yourself. And this club is in a very good state, very healthy, as I said, no debts, no loans. This club is ready to go to the next level. I've been spending my time over the 5 years holding on to the players and selling them ideally at the right time, apart from Adeyemi. And this club is just in a very good place for one of you guys to come in and take over and take it to the next level. And if you want to get your hands on this save, you can do so by finding it in the Discord. Links to the Discord are down below in the description. So come into the Discord community. There is a thread there about the rebuilds. Come in there and you can find this particular save. Come in, take over, boot me out as manager, take over yourself, and see how you can get on. You've got a nice big transfer kitty, so I'd like to think that you guys could do really, really well and take RB Salzburg to the next level. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed this rebuild, don't forget to drop a like on it down below. Subscribe to the channel as well whilst you are down there, and ring that bell so you're told each and every time that we upload a video. And let me know in the comments who you would like to see me rebuild next. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you on another one very, very soon.